in my day, Bruce Willis was in the Shyamalan movies, and he still had his hair.
Old. Yet another outing from the guy who's crazy about twists. And so far, I think he's effectively bouncing back. This, I think, is the first feature-length film he's done since The Visit. And while I wouldn't call Old better than The Visit, I would say it's true to form. It's a mystery about this weird secluded beach that a bunch of people are driven to, only to find out that they have been stricken with rapid aging. The adults slowly get older, their underlying conditions start to manifest harder, and the children therewith go from little kids to teenagers to adults. And it's very, very jarring. But the film overall is a slow burn. Also, they may or may not be part of an experiment. I'm not going to reveal the twist, that's for sure, but there are definitely clues leading to the end. The whole cast did really well. The adults sort of go through the various stages of grief. They suffer loss after loss, but persevere. Although when their afflictions start to manifest, things get kind of crazy. The kids, I thought, were the highlight of the film. Now, normally kids in movies are awful, but the kids who play the original age kids and then later teenagers are actually pretty decent. There are a couple of 6-year-olds and 11-year-old who quickly go through puberty. Some days I just can't pronounce words. And eventually grow into adults. There's one scene, I'm not spoiling it. Somehow one of the 6-year-olds ends up pregnant. I'm not going to say how, but yeah, she ends up pregnant. And that is an ordeal. But I will say this. While the story itself is interesting, I did not like the fact that they kept cutting away from stuff. Shyamalan does everything in his power to avoid serious gore. The goriest thing in the movie is not a baby, but let's just say it's a scene that should be bloody but isn't. And I think that there might someday be an unrated cut that's a lot bloodier. Although there's a reason there's not too much blood. Although I'm not going to spoil it. The movie itself was a bit of a slow burn with a few action sequences here and there, but the twist at the end and the conclusion are both satisfying enough that you really do want to hang in there to the end. You really feel these characters suffer. I honestly didn't want to see any of them die, or at least most of them not die. It can be a little tedious at parts, but that's the idea. You're basically going through what these people are going through. You're on the beach with them. Oh, by the way, the beach itself, gorgeous. And yet, very, very eerie. It's like a haunted cemetery in springtime. You know there's some sort of wrongness to the place, but it's just too pretty to really care, you know? It's just too beautiful for you to care about the wrongness that's obviously there. That's the beauty of the story. The beach itself is a trap. It's a pot of water that's been put on to boil, and no one realizes they're getting cooked until it's too late. Like I said, it's not quite as good as The Visit was, but I think it qualifies as classic Shyamalan, and I hope to see a slight improvement on his next work. This is Mr. J signing out and reminding you, time is a lot of different things. The fire in which we burn, a predator that stalks us relentlessly, a companion reminding us to savor each moment because they'll never come again, and when it runs out,